Back at the Solution Exchange, and we're here at Cohesity with Rawlinson, and it's going to be interesting. So, I've been in the industry for I don't know how long, going on to 22, 23 years right now, and when I talk to C-level, especially about disaster recovery solutions, they all have this wonderful idea in their head that if they shell out a lot of money, they can get a magic working solution that if their data center burns down, they press a button, and 3 minutes later they're up and running again. Now that everyone's moving to the cloud, this is only going to get harder. But I've been told by a little bird that you guys have actually found a solution to this. So tell me about it.
Yes, we have. So obviously, these are problems that are typically fixed with a lot of money and a lot of effort. You can build an infrastructure with a lot of availability that can deliver these sort of recoverability scenarios to the point in time that you like. What happens is that not everyone can afford that. Also, when we move into cloud, the requirements for being able to recover faster and quicker, the technology itself is not always there necessarily to do that, but also the operational, the efficiency to do that. What we've done so far, now that VMware moves the delivery of the software-defined data center into a converged stack with the VMware Cloud Foundation, the challenge is, number one, how do you restore the management stack that delivers everything else you're trying to do with your applications in the right amount of time so that you can get your applications back, right? So we got a solution now leveraging some of the unique technology that Cohesity has, which is tailored specifically to a lot of the things that VMware does, where we're now able to instantaneously recover at the same time all of the VMs on the management stack within 20 minutes or under 20 minutes, depending on how big the environment is. But that's just one. Now you have the ability to deliver that in a much more cost-effective solution, right? That can actually do it even faster than some of the other solutions that are available, because now this is a little different. There's availability and there's recoverability. So when you compare the two, you still have both. The VMware Cloud Foundation will still be powered and supported with SRM, but that's an availability play. But when it comes to, you lose your availability, there's an amount of, there's a specific number of failures that a fault domain can support. 3 disks, 3 servers, 3 racks. You got to come back from something now. You don't have that replication recoverability capability there. So now when that happens, you fall over to a recoverability type of scenario, which is at the bottom layer here, right? So now you're able to instantiate all these different applications, all different VMs, very quickly in a really amount of RTO that hasn't been done in the past before. And we've proven that in a lot of the demos we've done so far in the VMworld in Vegas, and we've expanded on the one here by doing it site to site. So initially we did local site, everything failed. vCenter, the PSCs, everything within the VS just fails, all that deleted, not replicated, but deleted. Now bringing it all back up within a couple of minutes was pretty significant. Everyone was pretty blown away. I said, have you ever seen bringing back your data center from a complete failure in a DR purpose under 20 minutes? Someone said, actually, yeah, I could do that. I'm like, how much did it cost? Millions of dollars. Like, that's my point, right? We now have the ability to do that more effectively. The adoption for VCF should be wider. So the customer they're concerned about, I need to have high availability and recoverability for the management infrastructure in this new model. What'll do it? We can do that now and deliver much better value to VMware customers that are using VMware Cloud Foundation.
Okay, so what is the RTO that you're generally looking at customers? So the amount of data that they're going to lose between a disaster down and a fully bought back up?
So some of the unique things that we do could be down, the lowest is 1 minute, right? So, and that is an asynchronous sort of replication on how we work. But if you have, for example, requirements to do synchronous, that's where the availability requirements with SRM and all these other things come along. We're at a lower layer. But the closest we can get to is down to 1 minute. And that obviously depends on how many snapshots, how much data is growing, the consistency, how they're backed up. Because we could do infinite snapshots that are costless in terms of performance and capacity. So that way we can do that very quickly. So a backup now, instead of taking you 2 hours, 3 hours, 20 minutes, it could take you seconds, right? And we're able to recover that in the same fashion, just as efficient as that. So here's the scenario. These are 2 different sites, 2 data centers. And what I'm showing on the green here is site A, and everything you see in green is every single node within the VCF stack, and our Cohesity nodes on the other side, just being pinged. Green means they're continuously obviously running, and you'll see that. Down here, all the workloads, the actual applications that are running, and you can see obviously they're up and running. And here you see the actual traffic that's being actually produced by these actual VMs. The point of this is that I'm going to fail one complete site, and you should see that everything goes right here on that one particular site. And because we have another VCF stack on another site after being replicated, all we have to worry about is bringing back up the actual applications that fail. The complete recovery of all of them will happen in 4 minutes, and this is the clock that actually keeps track of it. So you'll see that there's actual traffic going on there. Once everything fails, traffic goes to 0. Once the VMs come back up and are running in 4 minutes, you'll see that the traffic comes back to what it was, right? And what's happening here, you see that I'm traversing through different interfaces, how things are working. But then here you see now the failure. Everything red means the actual site itself is completely dark. Now the management stack failed, here the application's failing. Once I started the recovery site, I show that everything failed, vCenter failed, everything is complete failure. With a couple of clicks, we restart the actual process here, and then you can see how the applications themselves go from being red to now being, and the clock is running. So in 1 minute, a few of them are up and running. If I fast forward pretty quickly here, even though I'm fast forwarding down here, you can see the time is still the same. And within 4 minutes, every single application VM is back and running on another site, very quickly. So the RTO of them specifically in 4 minutes.
Impressive. Thank you.
Welcome.